Hi, today I want to talk to you about the newly released grant, which is the Jobs Plus program grant. So, a lot of people are excited about this grant because this grant will allow you to bring such an amazing program to your public housing authorities that I'm always excited to see this grant announced. And actually, since last year, the smaller housing authorities can apply for the Jobs Plus grant. So the Jobs Plus grant is due August the 21st, 2023. And if you're a public housing authority and you have a minimum of 100 public housing units, you are eligible for the Jobs Plus grant. So since last year and also this year, HUD is making it available for the smaller housing authorities to apply, which is really, really good. So if you have between 100 to 199 public housing units, you can request $1.6 million. If you have between 200 to 399 public housing units, you can request $2.3 million. If you have 400 to 599 public housing units, you can request $3 million. And if you have a minimum of 600 public housing units or more, you can request $3.7 million. So this grant funding is very advantageous for the housing authority to do three core components of this grant. So the three core components would be employment related services. The second one is earned income disregard. So HUD would disregard earned income to achieve rent incentives, and also to do community support for work. So those are the main three core components. So in detail, what that means for employment related services, HUD wants the housing authority to assist the public housing residents to gain education, either to acquire their GED or high school diploma, or if they want to do some occupational skills training, such as any in-demand industry training that's local to the area, or even to pursue higher education. Any type of employment-related services, HUD wants the housing authority to partner with your local job center to bring the employment-related services to the public housing development. So Jobs Plus is actually a place-based, site-based program. So HUD wants you to bring Jobs Plus to the front door of the residence. So a lot of times the residents may say, well, one of the reasons why I cannot gain employment, I cannot finish my high school diploma, or I can't get training in in-demand jobs is because those trainings are away and I need childcare because I have a child or children, or I need transportation, or I have a disability that prohibits me from going to the location to gain employment or training or getting my education. So the benefit of the Jobs Plus, because it is a site-based program, is the housing authority, you will be able to operate the program at the housing authority. So you can designate an area, you can use your community center, community room, or even take a few of your units offline and turn that into the Jobs Plus Center so that the Jobs Plus program will be right at the door of the residence. So there is actually no reason for them to use, or not that there is no reason, but you decrease the reasons for them to actually utilize the service of getting their GED or high school diploma, or getting some sort of occupational skills training, or seeking higher education. So that's the employment related services, that you bring the employment related services to the site. That also includes working with the local job center to bring their database of jobs to the site so that the job center can communicate and educate and work with the residents to locate employment and help them with job search assistance and help them with soft skills that will get them work ready, and also to help them to locate jobs and employment. So this is really good. The next component is the earned income disregard. So it's very important to note that it's not a job rent freeze. What it is that if the resident's rent is, say, $50 per month, and they have an increase in their earned income because actually working with them in the Jobs Plus program and helping them to acquire employment would increase their earned income. Now, increasing their earned income for a public housing residence would also increase their rent burden. So because their base rent was originally $50, once they have their earned income increase, that would also trigger an increase in their rent. But what HUD wants you to do under the Jobs Plus is to incentivize the resident by not increasing their rent once they have their earned income increase. Because a lot of times once residents see their rents start to increase and they feel that they're going to lose subsidized benefits, then that may demoralize them and have them not want to pursue employment. So HUD wants the housing authority to use a portion of the grant to pay for the resident's increased rent. So the resident would be locked in at the rate that they signed up for the Jobs Plus program. And once they start having their increase in earned income, that will not trigger an increase in their rent. They will stay at that level for the entire term of the grant. So that is a really great benefit, so that the resident can just focus on continuing to stay employed and have earned income, and possibly even save that portion of the rent that they would have paid. That could be a savings for them if they decide to save it. So the final component is called community support for work. So the community support for work is actually a great feature. What it does is have other residents, public housing residents, market and promote the program to the remaining residents. So what you will do, you would advertise that you have won this program and that you're seeking residents to help you to market the program to the entire public housing community. And so research shows that people are more encouraged to utilize a service or a thing if their peer spoke to them about the service or the thing, or the peer introduced them, their colleague, I say peer, their colleague introduced them to that service or that thing. So when residents, respectable residents in the public housing community is trained to market and advertise and talk to other public housing residents about the Jobs Plus program, it is shown that the Jobs Plus program is more effective because when information comes from your peer, your cohort, you're more receptive to that information. So that is basically the Jobs Plus program. This is a 54-month program. You will get the first 6 months for planning. This is to get your space ready, get all of your contractors on board, hire the staff that's necessary, hire the residents and get them trained so that you can start implementing the Jobs Plus program. Remember that housing authorities with a minimum of 100 public housing units can apply for the Jobs Plus grant this year. So apply for the Jobs Plus grant. If you have still in your inventory, because I know that a lot of housing authorities have started converting their public housing developments over to RAD, which makes them not ineligible, those developments. But if you still have traditional public housing units and you have a minimum of 100 of those public housing units, you are eligible for the Jobs Plus grant. Also, I should say that the units in question must have an unemployment rate of at least 40%. And you must show that those 100 units have at least one member living in the unit that is below the age of 65 years old. So what it means in essence is that you have at least one non-elderly person living in the household for the unit to qualify for the Jobs Plus to count towards that 100. So remember, the grant due date is August the 21st, 2023. So definitely apply for the Jobs Plus grant this year.